This is Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. Please like, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. Tonight we got a special guest, Rene Jay, comedian extraordinaire. But I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell you where you can follow him at and where you can find him at.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram, Born with the Dark Tan. You can find me on TikTok, that guy Rene Jay. I'm a comedian from Baltimore, Maryland, and that's who I am.
Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So we haven't touched base, and I guess I'll let Bridget kind of lead this one because it's Women's History Month, and we really haven't touched base on it so far this month. So Bridget, let's talk about Women's History Month. Let's get that out the way. Let's get the important things out the way.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want me to talk about Women's History Month? Like,
what does it mean to you as a Black woman in America? What does it mean?
It just means like I feel like celebrating how far women have come, over the years, from them not having rights to vote and work and things like that. And I also feel like celebrating the fact that it's still like a consistent thing that we have to strive for is to, be seen and be heard. And, sometimes I feel like women have to work 10 times harder than men just to be recognized. So
it's true.
It's just, honoring us,
No, this is very true.
Oh,
it's
hold on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
To say is that it's very true to see all the things that women have to go through. I mean, considering that y'all just got credit cards in 1975, I think that's just insane to me. Like, it's just so much that goes into women's history, and it's just y'all do have to work harder, on a regular basis. You have like 2 or 3 shifts, to go through. You have your work shift, and then you get home, and if there's anybody there, you're working for them too. And that's wild to me.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I had a question for you. Where does your passion come from? Because I know you're a comedian, and you tell jokes based on women's health and things like that. Where does your passion come from when it comes to making comedy about women?
It's just the more you learn about women and what y'all have to go through in general, it's pretty striking, because anytime I go and talk to another man about it, no one knows what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm making up stuff. So that's what's so crazy about it. Because last year, I made a video about pads and tampons and how for the last 2 years have been the only years that they tested blood on them. And so,
wait, what?
Okay.
Wait,
okay.
What?
Right. Okay. Okay. Right. So whenever you see a commercial, right, and you see that blue liquid, that is the test. They don't test with blood. They don't test with menstrual blood either, which coagulates differently. So my whole thing was, I was like, I need to just talk about it. And then there's been an onslaught of people just reaching out to me and you should look this up. You should look that up. And the more I started looking things up, I'm going to my girlfriend, talking to her about it. And she was like, why don't you know this? I thought everybody knew this. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Tell her you're not the only one, because I'm shocked right now too. Tell her you're not the only one.
That's what I'm saying. So it's so confusing to me. The passion honestly comes from curiosity and the fact that I'm in my 30s now and I'm learning so much, but then simultaneously I'm starting to teach people as well. Right. So it really is been kind of like a passion project doing the series, because of the fact that it really started off as me just speaking up about it because I was confused. I thought I was wrong. And then the more I was finding out just basic facts about women's health, I'm like, oh, so this is funny, but it's so scary. What is going on over there?
Yeah. I can really respect, your comedy, just for the simple fact that I feel like a lot of men, if you say period, they don't want to hear it. Like,
They don't want to hear it.
they're just like ill, And I think it's, I get it. It's something that it's like, it's disgusting, but it's the reality that women face, and even from when you're young women, because that's when young women first get on their periods and stuff, so, I think instead of men, like, I get it, like, it might seem disgusting, but like that's women's reality. So I feel like men, instead of like looking at that being disgusting, is like really taking the time like you are to really like to truly understand us, like y'all not gonna fully understand because y'all not in our bodies, but
Yeah.
you should just educate yourself, because I think some of the things that women go through, sometimes men can be a little insensitive because they just don't want to take the time to learn because it just seems disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a combination of like us not learning in school,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that I think how we associate blood is
Mm-hmm.
completely different. Like
Yeah.
as men, we grow up thinking blood has the only thing that comes up with blood is violence.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
whereas like when it comes to women, like growing up, like once you have your first period, that association is with life and the
Mm-hmm.
idea that you can make life. So,
Yeah.
like, it's not disgusting because one, it's happening every month, which is crazy, right?
Right.
And like, no one really wants to talk about it, even though it's happening every single month. Like, every woman I've ever talked to, I work with, or anything like that, they be having blood come out of them, and we don't talk about these things. Like the
Yeah.
fact that like we don't have tampons and pads is ready to go for
Mm-hmm.
y'all at work or any other establishment. It doesn't make any sense if you have it all the time. So it's like the reason why we find it disgusting is because we literally never talk about it. Like we
Yeah.
never really just have like a normal conversation about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it really needs to start. Just like if we can just have like a basic combo, we can go a lot further.
Yeah.
And I think it also bleeds into, no
Please.
pun fucking intended. No fucking pun intended.
Yeah.
It also kind of goes with a level of insensitivity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your woman is gonna go through this situation every month.
Mm.
But not taking the time out to understand what her body's gonna go through, where her emotions are gonna go to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it's an emotional time for women. So if okay, so on the XYZ day of the month, she's gonna start this. You know what I'm saying? Like she's got to go through this situation.
Mm.
If you understand that, then when she starts to go through that emotional roller coaster that she goes through,
Mm-hmm.
you're more sensitive to the fact that, okay, she's going through something right now. You know what I'm saying? Something that she has to go through, whether she wants to or not, every single month. So now when she starts to feel depressed or start to cry for no good reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't take the time to understand what a woman's going through, fuck, cramps. I couldn't deal with that shit.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I can tell
Not
you.
monthly?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'd
I
have
just
been 18 and I'd have been like, yo, snatch all this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Just men can't
Wh-
deal with the same shit.
yeah.
So
Which to be fair, that's the other thing. Like even if you take a lot of things out, if you have surgical procedures, what I've also found out that doesn't necessarily stop all symptoms. It,
Mm-hmm.
it can make things
nope.
more complicated. So that's another thing as well. I mean, you could like start menopause early because of that. So
Early menopause, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you don't want to necessarily do. Isn't it crazy that you have two men here talk about women's health? Isn't that wild?
All right. Where are the women at? We need the
Like
women here
I
to
was
talk
like, I
about
just
that.
feel like it's crazy that I feel like you should be talking more. Like there's no reason.
And I feel like also like why men should educate themselves is because it's just like if any man is to have a daughter, whether you're with your daughter every day or whenever she is with you, it should be something that, because a lot of young girls, they can get on their period as young as 11 and 12 years old,
Mhm.
and it's something that's new to them. It's very embarrassing. It's something that is very unexpected. because you got to think, like, as a woman, now they have these apps where they can try to calculate when it's supposed to come, but it's like, some people, aren't as fortunate as others. So it's like, if you don't have pads or tampons to waste, it's times where women have to wear pads days before, because they're like, well, am I going to get on it today? I don't want to bleed through myself, and I got to be at work or I'm at the gym, so
Right,
it's kind of
exactly.
like you're wasting pads and tampons days before it even starts,
Right.
And sometimes people don't have the money, to be able to do that, so it's like, you got some young girls that might get on while they're at school, and then they bleed through their pants, and that is a real reality for young girls,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it should be something that is really talked about even in school, because it's something that can be embarrassing to some young girls and stuff, and also just like, so men are safe to us to go to, even as young girls. Like, if a young girl getting on her period, it's not something that's deemed embarrassing to say, hey, dad, like, I need some pads, or I bled through my underwears, stuff like that, So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, how early do you think that we should be having these conversations?
I personally feel like at least by the age of like 8 or 9 with young girls, because
I feel like that makes sense.
I feel like kids are maturing, their bodies are maturing very like younger nowadays. I don't know if it's the food that they're giving, children. So I feel like young girls need to be prepared, because it just depends on how your body matures. So
That's
like,
real.
some can get on extremely young, and some might, get on like 12, 13, so it really varies, but I think it should be something that's prepared for,
Right. It should
and
definitely be talked. Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no, you fine, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, little boys need to have this conversation as well, just because of the fact that, like, we don't really learn about this until we have sex ed, and even then, we never have the conversation again. Like,
Most guys don't learn about it until they're well into adulthood. Like they
yeah.
don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and it's also, around the topic, even though it's like, I'm not sitting here pushing young kids to have sex or nothing, but it's like, it also needs to be taught that it's like, the moment that a young girl gets on her period, that's the time that she's able to conceive, so that's why I feel like young
Right.
girls and boys should be educated, because it's like, if a girl has her period, and not condoning it, but if they was to have sex, a baby could be a possibility,
yeah.
so that's why, I feel like it should also, be talked about with both boys and girls. um it says boys can
Yeah,
be
just to empathize. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
like, there's
Yeah,
no way for you to know somebody's experience, or like the way we talk about women in general is because of the fact that we have no idea what you're experiencing. Like,
mhm.
I mean, even if it was like talking about ovulation or like the luteal phase or anything like that, like prior to the period, like all of that needs to be just regular information. Like,
Right.
and that's like where it really kind of comes down to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we parents dodge that conversation. Well, men dodge the conversation no matter what. I remember my youngest daughter, when she first had her period, she was visiting with me.
Right.
And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of pads you need? I'm gonna go get the pads. Like, I don't want to talk about this shit. Like,
Right.
but because it's not a conversation that men teach their sons that they have to, you know what I'm saying, that they have to deal with. It's just like, okay, stay away from it at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, avoid her. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman may need you. A woman may go to the bathroom, and that's when it comes down. If she ain't got pads on hand, guess who's going to get pads? Nigga,
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
um
Okay.
Also, I feel like too. I feel like, are you aware that like even like tampons aren't really healthy for women?
Yes. Breaks my heart. Like, I don't know I don't know what to do, because, okay, once I learned that, right, the first move I made after I found out about the blood testing situation,
Yeah.
is I asked my girlfriend, I was like, hey, when we go shopping next, we need to go down that aisle together. We gotta go through the tampon aisle together. We need to figure out, I need to know what type you like. So I can, if you ever ask me to go get it, I get your type. Like, it's the same difference if I ask you to get chicken for me. Okay. I want the thighs. I don't want nothing else. Okay.
Yeah.
So we go there, we're talking about it and everything like that. I get some products, whatever. And then I make another video about that. And then somebody commented and told me immediately. They were like, hey, that a lot of different tampons, because of the cotton, they have like pesticides and other like cancer ingredients in there, such as so there's a thing called EDCs, which is endocrine disrupting chemicals, and it can basically add more estrogen. Listen, nigga, I've been studying. Okay,
I'm on the edge of my seat, bro.
So I've been studying. So the endocrine disrupting chemicals, they're like they can increase or decrease certain hormones that are going throughout your body, right? And it doesn't necessarily just have to be in tampons as an example, but it can be in different plastics. It can be in different just everyday things that we have and we use, especially in America.
Yeah,
that is a thing. So what's also interesting is that this affects Black women, especially because of if you are in a neighborhood that happens to be using a lot more of these chemicals, that means that you're going to have your periods earlier as well. So, and it's because of that increase of estrogen.
Yeah.
Right. You see, you fall into these rabbit holes, but literally that's where it comes down to. So if you are getting a product where the only product that you have, and honestly, the idea of a tampon or a pad is to protect your clothes and everything like that, right? But if you're using a product that is going to possibly give you cancer on top of the fact that it's not even capturing the blood, what is the purpose of it?
Right.
So you now have to find something that not only has been tested, thinking that it's always been tested using blood, but now you have to also make sure it has organic cotton, or you have to switch off of that, which is menstrual cups. But if you're going to switch over to menstrual cups, that's going to be kind of hard if you have acrylic nails. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. Some people don't even know that, if you leave tampons in too long, your body can go into shock, and
septic shock.
You can your legs amputated. There was a story of this girl who, and this happens a lot where women
Sorry, I didn't know your legs could get it.
And that's one of the main reasons why tampons are dangerous, because literally if you leave them in your body for too long, and there have been so many women that have accidentally, I know it sounds crazy, but women that have left tampons in and not even known that it was still up there, and their body's going to shock, and they end up having to have their legs amputated, So I think, there's a lot of stigma when people they hear oh, I wear pads instead of tampons, because I feel like pads have always been something that people kind of look at oh, well, you're just sitting in your blood, but I mean, I feel like, it's a lot more safer than, tampons, So another question I have for you is, do you feel like men should have say so over women's bodies, when it comes to our rights over our bodies?
Nah. It's just such a crazy thing. It's nah, that's a really easy answer. I don't know what I could say about your body, because I wouldn't want you to say anything about my body.
Yeah.
Right. If I was dating somebody and they're like, hey, we want you to pierce your nipple, I'll be like, hey, my nipple, my choice. It's not for me, So I just feel for me to have a choice on your body, that's kind of crazy. And regardless if that means sex or having a baby, either way, I can't really make a choice on that,
Yeah.
Especially if it threatens your life, which most things do. I mean, the world is not made up for women at all. I've been losing my mind because nothing is made with women in mind. So it's
No.
like it's kind of crazy. But no, I don't think we should ever have a say over your bodies.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. I don't think we should have a say because I would never try to have a say over a woman's body.
Right.
But I think certain conversations um, always need to be had, and I think um, if a lot more women had those conversations and took into account the effect that it's going to have on both, like the effect on a woman's body, like you said, like the fetal death rate for women is, especially black women,
Especially black
is
women.
off the charts. You know what I'm
Crazy.
saying? Especially black women. So that conversation should be had. But also, you know what I'm saying, it's great to see a black woman or any woman, you know what I'm saying, raising a child and doing their thing by themselves. Y'all can do it. I've seen it. There's been a lot of successful men that's come out of single parent household with just a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But why put your child through that if you don't have to? Kind of
Right.
situation. Like if you know the guy's not going to be there, you know what I'm saying? First of all, if you know the
Well,
guy's
you
not
don't
going to be
know.
there, don't get pregnant by him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Whoa,
let's
whoa,
start
whoa!
there.
But you don't know.
You do. You
Niggas
do.
be changing their mind at the last second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know how. Think about how many men you know in your life. I know plenty of times in my life where I've thought to myself, "Oh, I love this woman," and then like 3 months later, I'm like, ah.
Thank you for clocking that, please.
Look, I'm
Definitely
being
feel like,
honest. I'm being honest. There's too many men that change their mind at the last second. You can't tell. Think about it this way: if you know that you got with a woman mainly for her looks, I'm not even saying for like the us two, but if you know, there's plenty of men who go after looks, right? And then she gets
Mm-hmm.
pregnant, which means that, like, for the most part, it's not that she has to stop having sex, but a lot of women don't want to have sex. They don't feel comfortable having sex when they're pregnant, and that's okay. That's fine. If she stops having sex and this man's going to work, talking to his work wife every single day, all of a sudden he's getting these ideas, thinking, "Oh, I shouldn't be with her no more. Like she's being useless to me." So I want to go to say so quick, like that men are just I don't know, bro. I have to disagree.
yeah,
And I appreciate you disagreeing.
Yeah.
But there's always flags. There's flags. The
So here's
flag
the
got
thing.
pulled out on the
they
flag.
are that. I feel no, darn, because honestly, I can honestly say, like I can even say someone that's close to me, their child's father was like an amazing father when they were together, and they split
Mm,
up, and he is a ghost, and it's like. I literally
yeah,
had a conversation with her recently. I'm like, you could not have paid me $1 million to believe that that man would do that to his child. Like, I
yeah.
would have
Damn.
never in my life, because
That's
I
true.
I've
Exactly.
known him
That's
years
true.
before they was together. I've seen them how they were together, even when they were together, and how he was as a father. You just could never pay me. So I do believe that men just change, and I think honestly, I was just talking about that to
That's
to
true.
someone, and it's nothing wrong with, like, what I'm saying. But when it comes to a situation like that, that's serious,
Right.
bringing a child
Yeah.
into the world and stuff like that. Um, but that's something that I feel like, I feel like men and women, they always had these back and forth conversations about, like, well, why you ain't with somebody, and why are you single, and all of this. But I really feel like, sometimes men just don't know what they want sometimes, and I do feel like they honestly change their mind a lot. I feel like
Exactly.
they'll go into a phase of, oh, I like her, but I don't like that she do this. Oh, but I like her, and sometimes for sexual benefit. And then it's
Right.
like, I don't really like her. And Don, I'm a hairstylist, so I've been hearing men, I can honestly say the past 3 or 4 days, I've heard like 3 or 4 men say the same thing, and I'll be like, y'all don't be knowing what y'all want. And then I didn't say
Yep.
all men, because I said there are two type of men. I said there are men that know what they want, they see value in a good woman, and I feel like you have them men that like being out here having a fun, and they think that they want something serious, but I feel like the reality of it, no. And I feel like they have, like they're scared to settle, or they're just I don't know, but I feel like they change their minds and stuff. And they play the fence when it come to women, give women mixed signals. And then they sit there and be like, act like the woman is crazy or something. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's because it's the best defense. Okay, it's the
Okay.
best. It's it's the best defense. Okay, there's never been a nigga in the history of the world who's ever said, "I'm a deadbeat father and I'm
Yeah.
happy
Right.
about it." That's where that's where I'm coming down with it. Like, there's never been a man who's ever bragged about it. Like, I don't see my kids. I never want to see my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard. I mean, before he's 50, I've never heard a man but yeah, I mean, I would like to also agree on that other point that you said, where it was like, men we don't know what we want, because we also we have, just like women want things to be perfect, men want things to be perfect. We
Yeah.
all want things to just fit into like certain boxes. I mean, yeah, I like to think that in the mornings I can sleep in, and my girl's not going to call me, tell me that she's annoyed with one of her sisters, but I won't pick up that call every single day,
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like relationships are hard because of the fact that you have to be consistent. And I think that as men, we are programmed, or not even programmed, but like all the time we've always been told that it's going to be life, but we really envision like 2 to 5 years.
Okay.
It's a strong 2 to 5 years that we envision. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know a lot of men that envision their woman old, and I'm talking about 60 plus. I don't think a lot of men like think about, what is she gonna be like or look like in 10 years? I don't know a lot of men like, hey, if she goes through sickness, will I actually be there?
Right.
There's a lot of questions that and if you don't know about the menstrual cycle, right, you're not going to know about perimenopause, you're not going to know about menopause. So you have changes happening in her life that she's trying to understand, because she might not even know, because it's like an open secret for some reason. And then you have the man going, what the fuck is going on with her? Just
Right.
not really understanding. Not to mention, you're also taught as a man, like, to dismiss everything medically. Like if we're taught as men, if you go through pain, you gotta rest, right? But like as a woman, like if she goes through pain, she's just complaining, because she goes through pain every single month. So maybe she's just complaining for the day, you know?
Yeah.
So it really builds that conversation of like, how are we really there for the people in our lives,
Yeah.
regardless if it's our wife or mother or, sister or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's because we're programmed to be single-minded.
Yeah.
We are, and that just comes from as we grow up. I don't know who does it, but somehow or another, men become single-minded. So for us, like, okay, for example, if a guy is sick, in pain, he gonna lay his ass down. He ain't going to work. I'm calling out. Women go through that every month. They can't call out for 7 days every month. They got to get their ass up in pain, go to work. And we're like, well, she can get up and go to work. Shit, it ain't all that fucking bad. Because if I was hurt, I'd lay my ass down.
Yeah.
But not realizing, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't have the same, because we may go through it every now and then. They go through it every 28 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think some men, they think that women are like, what is it? Like they're like overreacting about like PMS. I really believe there are some men that don't believe that PMS is a real thing. Like I don't think some men really understand that our hormones causes us to act different and have mood swings. And then given, if you are on your cycle, you know, everything that your body is going through. Literally, like, blood is coming out of you, your back is hurting, your breast is hurting, your head is
Right.
hurting, you know, and they still gotta work, you know, and cramps is damn near contractions. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine like standing up at work like while your body is going through that for, like you said, 4 to 7 days, you know? And I think some men be, you know, when women, you know, when and it's like whatever phase, whether it's like when we're on our cycle or menopause, men think that that's not a real thing, like how our hormones affect our mood, you know. And
Right.
I think some men take it personal, like, no, she got an attitude problem, but it's like, no, like this is our hormones work, you know, differently, you know, where I don't feel like y'all hormones affect y'all mood and stuff like that, you know, but women's is different, you know.
No, it does. It's just daily. So like it's very
Okay.
consistent. It's just it's very consistent. Like we start with the most testosterone in the morning, and then our testosterone goes down at night, and then we take a little nap, and that's it. That's why you'll see that a lot of men get horny in the mornings because their testosterone is the highest in the morning, right?
Yeah,
And
but it
so
Mhm.
affects your mood though.
it
Like
does. It
it does.
Yeah.
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like if we had more testosterone in the night, like generally speaking, I feel like we would be more. I mean, it's our energizer bunny. It's the reason why we can get up and start working out without eating and stuff like that, which makes no sense. But like we can do certain things, or not saying that women can't do that. I'm just saying like that's our like hormone to like push us out. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
um, it gives us a lot of like quick energy, whereas like your hormone cycle is over that 28 days cycle, which is an average. That's another thing that I learned recently. I mean, not that I learned we always say the word average,
Hmm.
but like I had to remember that because of that, that means that some women have their cycle over 21 days and some women have their cycle over 35 days,
Hmm.
and you have to take that in account. So point is that yeah, you just have
But I feel
a
like
longer.
y'all, if y'all hormones affect y'all, is it not? It's not necessary. You said it gives you energy, but if our hormones are affecting us, it's affecting us in a negative way. Like our energy is drained. You know, like we get
I
hot. Like
mean, you right. I mean, it's like, well, yes and no, right? Because like, I feel like right after your period, your estrogen and your progesterone is at
yeah,
its lowest levels, and
yeah.
then after that, it rises.
Hmm.
So you start, you know,
I
you
mean, yeah,
have energy.
like you gonna have a little sex drive a little bit, but I feel like I don't know because and then that's another thing. Like I feel like as you get older, like you know, as a woman, like it's been times that it's like I've got on my period, and then 2 weeks later I got on it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it feels like damn, like I didn't even get a break. You know, I feel like every time you like, all right, I'm off, you know, and then I feel
Right.
like you going through your body going through a phase of cleaning itself. And then it's like, damn, I want that shit again, you know?
Right.
So you know, I can say that like our hormones do, you know, you might have a high sex drive and stuff like that. But I feel like for the most part, and I feel like as you get older, it's more our hormones affect us more in a negative way more than like it gives us, you know, energy and stuff.
No, that's
And
real. I mean,
there's a reason why. There's a reason. So women naturally have higher estrogen. That's what kind of makes them women. They have
Yeah.
higher estrogen.
yeah.
But then your estrogen is increased during your cycle. So now your normal, I'm just a woman, this is what the hell I am. Now it gets heightened at that point. And the reason I say that is because, like, I was talking to a couple of my friends who are getting into their 40s. And I was like, yo, watch for, and I know this is going to sound crazy, menopause. Because once you get to 40, your testosterone naturally decreases. And if you're not paying attention to that, you will start to mimic the same emotions and go through kind of the same thing as a woman's going through. Like, for example, um, when this shit hit me, and that's how I know about it because this shit hit me. I was about 41, and my testosterone started dropping. Well, 41, and I don't eat right, and I drink a lot. and I smoked cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of things that go into that.
That was a long list.
Yeah.
Just broke that down. Okay, yeah.
But when so I started like wondering, like, why the fuck am I fucking crying over the stupidest little fucking thing? Like, I'd be watching a movie and tears start coming out my eyes. I'm like, yo, nigga, man up. What the fuck wrong with you? Like, why the fuck is you crying? But when I went to my doctor, she was like, yeah, testosterone level is really low. And I had to start taking supplements to bring it back up. Mm-hmm. So imagine a woman who already has high estrogen, low testosterone. So she's going through just being a woman. And then every 28 days, she get hit with another shot of more estrogen. You know what I'm saying? Less testosterone. So, but having these conversations, first of all, men and women don't have these conversations enough.
Is that true? About the testosterone thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How old are you now?
I'm not. Is that true, Bridget?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
With what?
I mean, I understand that women have testosterone in their bodies. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm curious if that what you're saying is the fact that, like, as you get older, you have more testosterone. Is that true?
No. As men get older, their testosterone decreases.
Right. But I was wondering about what you were saying about women.
So when women are off their period, so if a woman is level, like not on her period, just level for the month, or at a time of the month when she is level, there is not a total balance, but the testosterone in her body is balancing the estrogen. When she goes through a period, she has more estrogen. Her body is producing more estrogen, and that's why her emotions swing so drastically. One day she's not, and then the next day she's like, okay, we call it PMS, but you know what I'm saying? It's just her body's preparing for that change that she has to go through for the next, 4 to 7 days.
Okay, hold on. Are you saying hold on? Are you saying that she has more estrogen when she's going through her period?
Yeah.
That's not true. That's why
I
was confused. Yeah,
help me out.
I was confused. That's why I'm sitting here like, what? That's not true at all. No, estrogen and progesterone is actually dropping during her period. So estrogen is yes. So like, okay, there's first of all the menstrual cycle in general. By the way, I can't believe I'm having this conversation in front of a woman. This feels very awkward. Normally, this is by myself. The menstrual cycle is split up between two different cycles. Okay, so you have the uterine phase and then you have the ovarian phase. All right, and basically, when estrogen is going through the body, it's that, and we're just talking about the uterine phase. What you're specifically talking about, this is going towards the period, right, and going towards like the ovulation phase, right, and that's the uterine cycle. The idea is that as estrogen is supposed to build up your endometrium, which is the lining of the uterus. So estrogen is literally building that up, and then progesterone is another hormone that basically holds that all together. So when she is on her period, it is literally all of those hormones are breaking down essentially.
Really? That boy's smart. Look at that shit. That boy's smart.
So that's the thing about like the time right before you have your period, the PMSing, or even like there's a new diagnosis within like the last 10-15 years called PMDD that's like really serious as well. And PMSing is from what I understand, the idea is literally like you are going through the changes of the hormones that are going through your body. You're just reacting to them essentially, right? So like those are more of like I mean, don't get me wrong, you have like mood changes and stuff, but that affects your your family, your friends, all that kind of stuff. And then there's something that's more extreme called PMDD, which is I believe it's the post-menstrual dysphoric disorder. And basically it can make, you know how there's some people who you feel like it's very similar to like bipolar disorder. And so, but it's matched with your cycle. So it's interesting because it's like right before you have your period, you would literally like start freaking out on people, starting to like get really mad with people, want to like ruin relationships, all sorts of stuff. And the second you have your period, you start feeling like a normal person again.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I know what you're talking about, because I don't feel like I don't know, maybe when I was like in my 20s or something, but I do know for sure, I can honestly say maybe the past like 8, 9, 10 years, probably like the week before my period, I am like super emotional. Like I will be bawling, crying, and I'm like, I'll be feeling like I'm depressed, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm literally like hysterically crying. And then you get on your period the next day and you like, okay, like you fit in, and it's exactly what you described. Like you feel normal, you know.
Yeah, so
But
that's why I was saying. That's what I was saying is like you're actually like the right after your period. That's when you start having your hormones of estrogen and progesterone like going back up. So the I think the best way to think of it is actually estrogen is actually like the good. That's the one thing that you actually would want.
yeah,
Okay. I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay, thank you. but basically, you want estrogen because that's going to give you more energy and everything. When your girl's in a good mood, she has plenty of estrogen in her body.
yeah,
So when she's not, it's either fluctuation or it's decreasing. So it's one of the two, and that's really that's hey, and that's what I've been learning. Everything that I've been learning, I feel like I've learned everything incorrectly, and it's just because we don't have these conversations on a regular basis.
Conversations. You're right. And two men ever in your whole life, have you ever had this conversation with another dude? Just this is what your woman going through.
never.
Not one
I feel like
time.
what I said. I just feel like, me personally, I'm like, I've like, I think just being a woman and getting on your period, like, and just everything, like, I've had my half of my thyroid removed, and so I just feel like being a woman is like, I literally be saying that sometimes. I'm like, I can't stand being a woman because it's like your body just goes through so much, So sometimes, and I feel like in society, it's kind of like because men just look at it like, oh, it's disgusting and stuff, that it's like we're just supposed to suffer in silence and not talk about it, And then
Wait, why'd
honestly, like
you?
a lot of times when we're in rooms with women, it's not. I think because of that, because that got so normalized that it's like we don't speak about it, publicly. It's
Yeah,
just something that it's almost like you're supposed to be ashamed of it. And I feel like even when women are in private, it's stuff that we don't really talk about a lot. I'm not gonna sit there and say like women don't sit here and be like, girl, I'm on my cycle, because women sometimes they sync with each other, and stuff like that. But I feel like it's even like just silenced us, and so I'm the type person, like in the past, like I don't know. And some people might be like, it's a little grimy, but I'd be like, I would just bring up periods and men just be like, ew, like, and I'm like, okay, we'll get comfortable being uncomfortable. I feel like
right.
it should be normalized talking about it. I don't feel like we should feel ashamed, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I never thought I would have a conversation, and honestly, I really respect you and your platform, the fact that you taking the time to educate yourself, because I just feel like a lot of men don't, and I feel like what you're doing is definitely like setting the tone for, just educating, like sympathizing for women, but also educating men at the same time,
Right.
Is that like one of your goals of why you talk about the things you talk about on your platform?
Yeah, because I realized like how much I don't talk to my boys about any of this. Like, and it's wild to me that we just don't have these conversations. And once I started like doing this research and everything, all of the complaints didn't really make any sense to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of weird. Like, I felt like my third eye was open, but like,
Yeah.
it's like you kind of see it more and more and more. But I really do want to like reach out to more men and young boys in the sense of just having these conversations, because I feel like if we know more about you, we
Mm-hmm.
can also find out more about ourselves.
Right.
And also we'd be able to suss out nonsense between other men
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
um
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like to actually to bring back the previous point, right? You were talking about we were talking about how like men like you we can see signs that men are grimy, right? Like I always have to like one of my after I was talking to one of my best friends, Ray, we
Mm-hmm.
were talking about all the stuff that I've been researching and stuff like that. And he mentioned to me that men only show the side that they want
Mm-hmm.
to the people that perceive them, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
I'm with my guys, I'm being my full unadulterated self.
Yeah.
But when there's what I mean, think about going to a barbershop. When a woman comes into a barbershop, we get quiet.
Sure.
We get so
Real quiet.
quiet because of the fact that we don't want her to hear what we actually have to say. And the
Yeah.
reason is because we know it's either going to offend her, make her sick, she's not going to feel welcomed, whatever it might be. But
Mm-hmm.
that's my point, is that the signs that we see is not the same signs that they see because they're literally not seeing it. Mind you, I'm not saying every man and woman, like there's plenty of times where I've seen like a sign where I'm like, this bum, like this is who you talking to. But
Yeah.
like at the same time, there are plenty of times where like even when I talk to my girl at night, like I don't use this voice. Like it gets deeper. Like
No.
that's what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the same difference when it comes to like learning about women's bodies and being able to talk to other men about it, because if we at least start having these conversations, we can get past the ill, you know,
Mm.
and get to the real stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
You have any more questions, Dawn?
No, not all questions. I'm good. For right now.
Um. So yeah, because even menopause, like I know some woman who was going through menopause, and she was dating a guy who was like a little bit younger, and I feel like he wasn't understanding.
Mhm.
And menopause is different for every single woman too. And I don't know. I think sometimes like I don't know if like men just want to avoid when women go through those phases, but I feel like the reality is every woman is going to go through that phase if she lives long enough for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so um
Yeah, I mean, it is a conversation of like, are you trying to avoid it, or do you not care? It's usually
right,
one of the two.
right.
Um, it really is. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where it kind of boils down to. It it sucks to be that blunt, but that's really where it comes down to. Like,
Mhm.
if we're getting into a certain age where, um, she's dating somebody who's younger, like, of course, he's not going to understand that all of his peers are not dealing with the same problems that she's dealing with.
Right,
So, he can't even relate to those problems,
right.
much less if he's like going to be worried about like looking it up.
Yeah. Um, okay. Uh
Real quick, Don, did you know that in menopause, right? You um women are more susceptible to osteoporosis. Like their bones get fragile because of menopause.
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
Things like that, man. Things like that. We should all know.
um
Like,
go
oh,
ahead.
my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
No,
That's really like it's. But what were you gonna say?
no, I'm
Wow.
saying, like, the things with women, it's women, they hair really bad during menopause. The whole, I'm not even gonna say night sweats, just like the hot flashes, because like I've seen women go through, older women go through that are going through menopause, and it's like, you know, they can be in a house that's like has AC fans blowing and it's like they're leaking. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, it looked like someone dumped a bucket of water on their head, you know.
Right.
And that's how bad it can get, you know, and some people don't know that sometimes menopause can last for years, you know. And you know, it's that topic again that it's like every woman don't the things that we go through, our bodies go through, every woman don't have the resources to, you know, get to a OBGYN. You know, if they're going through menopause and get the proper medication to help them with the symptoms, you know, just so they can
Right.
function on a day-to-day basis, you know. So but yeah, I wanted to ask you some other questions just about comedy. Like,
Oh, okay.
when did you first get in? I want to know more about you.
I got sorry. I'm like, ooh, thanks. I first got into comedy in college. I did a competition. I went to like Howard Community College and I did a competition. I got second place my first time trying. And then after that, for some reason, I just stopped. I guess I got too close to the sun and I was done for like 7 years. So then I tried it again at this comedy club and I just started enjoying it. Like, you know, you have people who are around you that keep on telling you, you know, you're so funny, you should just get on stage. And it's really just because of like how I tell stories or how I explain things.
Yeah.
And so I just kept on doing it. I started going to comedy clubs in Maryland. And then after that, I started going up and down the East Coast to like New York, to Boston, Florida. Then I went to California a couple times to do comedy out there. And I mean, it's absolutely amazing. You really can just like say anything. You just gotta be funny, you know? Like you just gotta be funny. And so it's like, can you make those short jokes? Can you make the big jokes? Can you just like make people relax? Because if I'm spending $20 to $40 and it's my last $20 and $40 and my girl has been mad at me all day, I want to laugh, and that's my goal to do for y'all on stage.
Right.
So but recently the last like couple years I've been trying to like reframe like how I tell jokes and everything, mainly just because of the fact that I'm like I felt like I was doing a lot of stuff that was old hat. Like there's just, my goal is just to make Black women laugh, right?
Okay.
So I was like, how am I going to do that if I don't really understand y'all? And literally, like last year, I mean, I made a team of a few of my friends and stuff, and we were talking about like what is the best way that I can do that, and it was really about like researching women's health and women's history, and that's kind of like where we're at now. And so yeah.
I just want you to, one thing I can say, I'm a big fan of comedy. I love comedy. It's like I don't be too interested in worldly things. I'm not gonna lie, but I love comedy. I'm not gonna lie, because I just feel like, you know, you could be crying, you could be depressed, but if you see something funny, it's gonna instantly shift your mood. You know,
exactly.
So, with all the things that's going on in the world, like, can you just explain to people why comedy is needed? You know,
man, comedy is just a light through the clouds. Okay, like we're going through so much stuff throughout this whole year. This administration, this war, to what's happening with like, you know, people getting snatched up on the street. If you don't have something to alleviate that pressure, besides from the bills and the grocery shopping, then it doesn't feel like you're living life. And comedy is art.
Yeah.
And art is life. So like if you're able to just smile, that's gold. And if you're able to make that consistent, regardless if it's a business or not, if you're able to just make other people smile, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean that's why it's important, because life is hard enough. Like why aren't you like, especially if you're Black, like god damn, like we have so many things happening to us. Like I'm Haitian, so when ICE is like doing its thing and everything, I am hiding all the time. Let me tell you, I am not trying to be outside right now. So
Yeah.
if I can make people laugh from inside the home, that's exactly what I'm going to do right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we honestly though, like, not to even make a joke about that because like it's very dangerous, but it is like we really do have to like come together and just make each other laugh. You feel me?
Right. Right. Yeah. Um. So I'm a hairstylist now. Before I was a hairstylist, I worked a job. I worked in the office. It was really stressful. And you know, like some people will put their headphones on and listen to music while they was at work. I would turn on like Pandora and just be listening to like stand up, you know, and
Hmm.
I'll be in my cubicle just busting out laughing, and they
Yeah.
like, "What the hell?" Like, you know. But I used to use that as a method to like just cheer myself up, you know, when I was just feeling down and
Mhm.
low. And I just, you know, yeah, I think you know people should be paying attention to the things that's going on in the world, you know. But I feel like, you know, I think some people, because I don't want to say like not speak up and not spread awareness when it comes to the things that's going on in the world, but it's like some people consume it so much that they let it just make them depressed, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
um I think like comedy is such a good thing for people to turn to, you know, not to say we're gonna just, you know, turn a blind eye to the things that's going on, but to just uplift our spirits in the midst of the storm, you know.
Yeah, of
um
course.
yeah.
I think
No, that's
I,
exactly how it should be. But I think it's because of the fact that people they're having trouble learning that you can talk about both. Like you can see what's happening in the world, but
Hmm.
then you can also make jokes about it.
Right.
Like, how
mhm.
are you going to get through handling all of this information if you can't make jokes about it?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like what's most important. Like you have to see, like we've been calling Trump like an orange cookie or like a tangerine and all these kind of things. Like there's a lot of things wrong with that man, but like you can also make fun of the fact that he has tiny hands, and you need to
Yeah.
make time to do that. So, and that's like where it kind of comes down to. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
See,
Okay.
I've
So,
always
oh, sorry.
that's okay. I've always liked comedians and comedy for if no other reason, just one thing. Y'all have a platform, and for however long you're on stage, you have everyone's undivided attention.
right,
Now you can choose to get up there and just talk about the most foolish shit, which we've seen comedians do. But there's some use that platform, like yourself, to use comedy to also educate people.
Mm-hmm.
And
right,
having that ability is kind of the same reason like me and Bridget do this show every week.
right.
We get to educate like we for an hour or sometimes 2 hours, we have everyone's undivided attention and we use
Mhm.
that to try to educate them. Y'all just do it in a funny way. And I like we all need to laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So keep doing what the hell you're doing because we need y'all for real.
Yes. Trust, I feel it. I mean, I needed it today. Like called called some of my peoples today, just like, hey, can you make me laugh right now? Like my
Right.
girlfriend's like one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life, and sometimes I just need to hear what she has to say over the phone, and it's usually the crazy. Women are the funniest people in the world, and it's because we're not listening. We don't know. So that's the thing. We just that's what I've like learned. So, but yeah, I think comedy is the most beautiful thing in the world because anybody can tell a joke. It don't matter what age you are. It don't matter where you are. You
Yeah.
can literally make a joke that sometimes it's between you and another person, and no one else has heard that joke. But like now you have a little secret, and
Mm-hmm.
that secret can stay with you for the rest of your life or
Right.
just a day. But either
Right.
way, put a smile on your face. You got bigger cheeks now, you
Yeah.
know?
What are some of your goals within comedy? Like where do you see yourself?
Right now, I'm trying to make a set list and a new routine just about like the things that I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my goal right now is either by the end of this year or by same time next year is to have like a 30-minute to an hour show just talking about the things that I've learned, and go on tour with that. I'm really just excited to just talk about these things because here's the thing. I don't think that I've been trying to like learn how I can make men understand this. So I've been trying to like make analogies with anime or sports. so, so I can figure out like how am I going to educate these people. So and that's really like where I'm at right now. I'm trying to make a Patreon so this way I can have some funds, you know, with this crazy economy. And you see these gas prices? And then after it'd be stressful. I feel like I'm going to a loan shark every single time I go to Royal Farms. So and then after that it's like trying to make more longer form videos. So it's like I had more time to tell the jokes and get the educational stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking about going to YouTube next, or just adding that on. And but really I just want to get back on stage and just start educating and telling people, you know, these jokes and stuff. And that's really want to do for the next like 2 years. I want to do that, you know, consistently again.
Do you see yourself getting into like acting and stuff?
I mean, I hope so, but Michael B. Jordan, he just did a lot. That's hard to compete with. I would love to do that. It's its own art form. It really is its own art form. I would love to do that. It's just really hard to like memorize scripts. I did not realize how hard it is to do that. Like, if you ever want to practice, you can literally look up any script. I think, in fact, somebody just put out on Twitter yesterday the Sinner script, like the whole thing, right? So you can look up any script that you want. If you can download it, try to memorize like a paragraph, just a monologue, right? But then while you're doing that, see if you can do anything else while you're reciting that monologue. See if you can throw an apple in the air, drink some water, play it off. If you're able to do that, you should go with the acting. And I learned I should not go with the acting. Like, I'm charismatic. I'm sure I could learn it. But like when it comes to like doing separate things, like Sinners is a perfect example. They had to act with one of the brothers not there. Like, he had to play off of himself. I can't get into the mind of that. That's crazy.
Nah.
Like, did you see the difference that he had for Smoke and Stack? Like for Stack, he had a dimple. He made a dimple in his face. Yes. That is insane to me. If you're doing that, you got acting. That's not I will tell you jokes. I will make you laugh in between things. But it would be fun. It would be if I were to do that, I would make a series in the same way that I did with women's health, just to see if I dedicated myself, if I could do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my other question is, I know we talked mostly about because I know you have your game you want to do, Dawn, but mostly we talked about women's reproductive system. But during Women's History Month, what is one thing y'all think that men should do better when it comes to understanding and supporting women? Talk to that.
Okay. that was a good question. You know, that was
I mean, come on now. I need y'all to talk to these men out here.
Could you repeat the question one more time?
What's one thing that you feel like men can do better to support us?
Oh, I would feel like it would be to read a book, you know? Just like no, for real. I do think that you, for just having these conversations in general, you do need to go to the library and like literally just find a book about women's health or women's history and just read one. And the reason why I say that is because it might lead you down a path of like going to find out more, but at the same time, at least you're starting off with the one book just to start those conversations, because there's not a lot of times where you can read a book and then not talk about what you're doing.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who don't read anymore in general. So, oh, snap. So I'm just saying, like, I personally think that would probably be the best thing that you
Mm-hmm.
could do this
Yeah.
month. Um, like, there you could read. What's the? Hold on. I have it around here. There's a book called Invisible Woman
Mm-hmm.
or Invisible Women.
Okay.
Um, and that's honestly the first book that I started reading when I started this journey. And that book goes through a lot of different things about like different like medical biases when it comes to like women in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for example, I found out that if in a city, if you have more bathrooms, sexual assault cases actually decrease
Mm.
just because of the fact that women have access to more bathrooms.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that.
Oh
Look at
shit!
your face. See, that's what I'm saying.
Damn. God damn.
That's what, and that was like a small little paragraph in a chapter. You
Mm.
know, it's stuff like that where it's like it forces you to have conversations because you're like, I have to know more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just going to the library, getting some books. I would say Invisible Women would be one. There's another book called All in Her Head, and that book breaks down from like bones to musculars, um, to the veins to like literally like down to the skin. It like really like breaks down women in like the human form, but then going through history, specifying like things when it comes to like plastic surgery or like dwarfism or other things that like a lot of a lot of things escape us because of the fact that we just don't talk about it, you know? So I would definitely say go to the library, get a
I
Kindle,
think the
download it to your,
I
you
think
know,
one of the one.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying like you can go, uh, download Audible, whatever it is, like as long as you're getting the information and going out of your way to try to get the information.
Right.
Um, and it could be one fact. You don't have to try to like solve, you know, everything. You don't have to go out of your way to do everything. It's literally like you could take one fact a week, one fact a month. If it interests you, you can at least start those conversations so you can, talk to other people about it. That's the best way it can spread.
Yeah. Don, what do you think one thing is men can do when it comes to understanding and supporting women?
Actively listen. Um,
Um,
Men have a habit of listening. No, we have a habit of hearing, but not listening.
Mm-hmm.
Like a woman will talk to us, literally have a full blown conversation to us. And if you asked us 20 minutes later, we have no clue what the hell she said. It's you got to actively listen because in order for you to be a woman's cheerleader, and women need cheerleaders in this world, in order for you to be her cheerleader, you have to actively listen to what she's saying and respond to what she's saying. Let her know that she has your undivided attention. Maybe turn the damn TV off, put the phone down, and listen to what she's saying to you. Women don't have enough people cheering them on besides their girls, but women need men cheering them on, letting them know you got this. No saying today may have been hard, but tomorrow you're gonna do a little bit better. No saying or tomorrow's gonna be a little bit easier. We got to have y'all back, and I don't think we do that enough.
Um, I know I'm asking a lot of questions. I don't care.
yeah,
Rene,
I thought that's what I'm here for.
it's women. Um, I feel like a lot of the times, like when it comes to Black men, I feel like sometimes they feel like I feel like Black men. What was the question I was gonna ask? Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's
Um,
okay. It's fine.
Take your time.
I feel like
Right.
sometimes. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Sometimes Black men feel like they're not supported, right? And you having a platform where you're taking the time to understand women, how much support do you get from Black women?
I get so much support. But I think it's because of the fact that it's like how we trade responsibilities and what we think that our responsibilities are.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, okay, um, I was always told from a child to now, you have
Mm-hmm.
to be a provider. I've always been told that. It's always drilled in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that provider equals like financier. Like I am. That's really what that means to a lot of black men,
Mm-hmm.
is that you have to provide dollars. But the thing is that we're not really taught that it's providing, like, outside of safety, but it's providing an environment of safety. Like you literally, how's the best way of describing this? Okay, I found out that when men and women get married in a heterosexual relationship, right? Like a woman gets 7 more hours of chores per per week, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just on average, and that's if the man's normal,
Yeah.
like he got no problems, he got no debts, nothing extra. But
Mm-hmm.
like there are a lot of responsibilities around the home, to different errands that need to be done, to childcare, to elder care, that we don't really like participate as children.
Mm-hmm.
Like men, we just, I mean, I can't think of like how many times that I've like been at dinner and I'm like in the kitchen with women like doing the prep or washing dishes, but that's because of like my mom was like really adamant about like me helping out. She's like, you're not going to be like these Haitian men. so, so because of that, like it's weird because there's a lot of times where like I could be at like uh a football game party or something like that, and like if all the men will sit in one spot like the whole time, we'll have plates and stuff like that delivered to us, but like we don't really think about like all the work that went into that,
Right.
making the food for that plate. The fact that there's the amount of times that we have left our girlfriends and wives to the wolves, and they have to talk to strangers in the kitchen
Mm-hmm.
because they have to like go and prep or like clean and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't make any sense, and it's literally just because of the fact that that's taught behavior, you
Yeah.
know. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I'm not even sure if I answered your question. I
It's
just started ranting.
I appreciate your answer because I mean I do feel like you're right. Like even like on holidays, Thanksgiving and stuff like that, I feel like people show up, they ready to eat, but they don't even know some of the women literally didn't sleep. They was up prepping the night before, just to prepare,
Right.
Mhm.
so I can really appreciate your respect and appreciation for women. I really do, honestly.
Yeah, no,
Especially
I'm tired. Last,
you're tired.
no, because okay, no, okay. Since I started the journey, right, like six months ago, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make more of an effort
Mhm.
into my girlfriend's life, right? So
Yeah.
like sometimes I'll come over and I'll help her with chores and stuff because there's times where I'm like, hey, let's go and do this, and she's like, well, I gotta clean up today and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, you're right. So now I'm folding clothes, I'm washing dishes, I'm sweeping, I'm mopping, and then at the end of it, I'm like, this is more bullshit. And the fact that you were doing this alone, it's insane to me. Um, so, yeah, no, I've just been trying to make more of a concerted effort on a
Mhm.
regular basis. But at the same time, it is hard.
Mhm.
And that's trying on a relationship, that's trying on anybody. So the fact that like there's a lot of women who have to do this shit alone is garbage. I hate it. I can't stand it. But it's because we are catered to. That's
Mhm.
where it really comes
Mhm.
down to. We are catered to. And I get it. I get it. It's fun on our side. I'm not gonna hold you. It's a lot of fun. But at the same time, look, if you were treated like a man for a day, I can tell you right now, you'd never go back. All right. There's a lot of accountability we don't have to go through. There's a lot of chores we don't have to go through. Like, the fact that I found out that it's called a second shift.
Mhm.
Don, do you know
Yeah,
about that?
yeah, yeah.
I didn't. I don't want to be
Yeah.
a second shift to the person coming home to me. That's terrible. So
Yeah.
that's where it kind of comes down to is the idea that like if this person is supposed to get married to me and then I'm with them for a long time, I don't want when I die, she's telling people, finally.
But you know
Right.
what? But you
Right.
know what? That is
Fucking right.
the reality of some women, though. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with a client who's like a stay-at-home wife, and you know, her husband is like, well, I pay all the bills, so when he gets off of work, he feels like he does not have to do anything. And it's like, but if and she stays home with the children, you know, and she has two toddlers or whatever, but it's like if y'all both went to work and then y'all picked y'all kids up from daycare and y'all came home, y'all both would have to take care of all the duties. So like, why is it looked at because she's at home actively taking care of two toddlers at the same time? That's
Right.
like she's not working, you know. And so I just like, you know, I feel like women, you know, unfortunately, like some women who, you know, are stay-at-home wives or mothers or whatever the case may be, you know, they suffer in that way sometimes when men don't want to look at it on that other side. Like, you know, like, oh, she worked just as much as me, but it's just in a different type of work, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
when I get home, we're both getting off that first shift and now we got to work as a team now, you know.
Right.
Some men that provide, you know, they want to look at it like, no, I don't have to do anything, period, because I go to work all day,
Right.
you know, and you
But
know, I think some of those women suffer, you know, and it's like if he was to pass away first, she would feel like she has freedom, you know, because and I feel like some women lose their voice that way too, because they feel like they can't speak up and say, hey, like, I know you're providing for us, but I still need you to help me bathe them. I still need you to like take them off my hands so I can go breathe, you know.
right.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think sometimes, you know, people don't think about all those things.
No, I mean, I think of it, a, a great way of looking at it. When we get rich, right?
Hmm.
What is the first thing that we want to do with like within capitalism? We want to have other people do work for us. That's
Right.
taking care of the kids. That's cleaning up the house. That's all these things that she was originally supposed to do.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then yeah, like clearly you're doing a job. Like all of these things that you're doing at the home is
Hmm.
quantifiable. Like
Right.
even if it's making it a home, like
Right.
interior design.
Hmm.
Like if you break up with somebody, I know too many men, they have kids and I come into the house, they got a mattress on the floor and a PS5, one chair on the corner, and then they got the TV on, and then that's it. They don't have any other furniture. Like all of these little things, they seem small because of the fact that like we think it's supposed to happen. It
Yeah.
just magically happens. But it comes together with like time and patience, and it's literally because of the fact that you're like trained to do it, and that's like really messed up.
Yeah.
So one of the bad things, or one of the reasons that marriage get a bad rap is because a lot of guys will go, oh well, after I got married, sex slowed down and or stopped. No saying she's not as affectionate with me anymore. But what you don't understand is her runway got a whole lot of shit on it. You know what I'm saying? Like from the time she wakes up in the morning, as a matter of fact, fuck that. Before she wakes up in the morning, her mind is on go time. She got to figure out what everybody's going to eat for the day. This got to be clean. The kids got to get to school. Somebody's got a doctor's appointment. She is on go time while she's sleeping. The last thing she's thinking about at the end of the day is, oh, I can't wait to jump this man bones. She's like, fuck that. I want to sleep. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I want to
Yeah.
close my eyes and rest. But if you clear that runway for her with those things that you was talking about, like you went over your girl's house, you know what I'm saying? And you was like, fuck that, you know what I'm saying? I want to take you out. You got shit to do. Let me help you do that shit. Clear that runway so we can go have some fun. You know what I'm saying? You folded some
Mm-hmm.
clothes, you know what I'm saying? You might have threw some food on the well, probably not food on the stove, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going out, but you know what I'm saying? You cleared that runway, you know what I'm saying? You got the stuff out the way. And we don't realize enough that a woman is constantly thinking, and they're just not constantly thinking about themselves. They're, even if you and your woman don't live together and don't have kids, your
Right.
woman is still trying to think about all day, how can I make his day better than it was yesterday?
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that we're not doing the same thing for our women is crazy. Is
Yeah.
actually like really crazy. Because I wake up and I go, man, I need to get some food in my belly and take a shit. And that's the furthest, the furthest my brain goes when I first wake up. And the fact that you just described all of that long list of things, and I'm like, like the fact that like, do you know when you go to the doctor, does your girl talk for you? Have you experienced that, Don?
I don't know if he can. Don, you heard him?
Oh, he's breaking up
You
on my
heard me?
side.
Oh no, I said
Oh,
when
you
you go
breaking
to
up
the
on my
doctor.
side.
Okay, got you. When you okay, have you gone to the doctor with a man, Bridget?
No, I haven't.
Okay, listen, I have experienced like I, I have because I used to be a caretaker for like about a year,
Yeah.
and the amount of like women that talk for their men when they go to the doctor is kind of crazy to me,
Yeah.
and it's just because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you know that information, you know more about our health than you know about your own health.
Yeah.
And that's just like kind of crazy to me. So you're always on go. You're
Yeah.
always you and
Always.
if you can the sexiest thing you can do for your girl, wash her dishes.
Hmm. Yeah.
Kitchen clean. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Let
Take
me tell
something
you,
off the plate, literally.
my wife will literally sit in the bed and think about the next 4 days worth of meals. And all I'm thinking about is I got to get up, iron my clothes, and go to work.
Yeah.
That's my thought process. And she's thinking, okay, I got to make sure you got breakfast in the morning and lunch when you get to work for the next 5 days.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh well, oh baby, that's cute. Like I'm not even thinking about that. Yeah, I'm not thinking about it, but she has to make sure in her mind that it happens
Right.
because a woman, at least it's a woman who wants to hold on to her man, is thinking, I don't want anybody else to do this shit for him. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna lay this shit out for him.
Right.
I mean, and I don't even think it has nothing to do
I
with like I don't want no one else to do it for him, but just the fact that it's like, I feel like a lot of women are just naturally nurturers, and it's just like, if you tell him,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you need to schedule your doctor's appointment, and he's procrastinating, like, all right, you gonna pick up the phone, like, hey, can I make an appointment? And women just take the initiative when it comes to a lot of things for men. Not even
Yeah.
just doctor's appointments and stuff like that, but any little thing, like, so yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I feel like I don't necessarily think. I've started thinking about this recently. I don't think women are natural nurturers. I think y'all got some Stockholm syndrome that has happened throughout time. No, because let me explain
I,
something. Okay,
I think
y'all
some
forced y'all forced to play house as children. You are taught to fold clothes and wash dishes and start businesses with your Barbie. Like you
yeah,
literally, as a child, even when you're adults, y'all playing The Sims. You're
yeah,
not. You don't have time to not plan things. You're literally
yeah,
always planning. So
yeah,
like, and I was thinking about Power Rangers at the same time, and that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So like, it doesn't
yeah.
really match up.
I mean, some of us might have it, but I do think it's certain things that's more in a woman's nature. Like even when you were talking about you say you used to be a caretaker, like I think that was a good topic, because I feel like sometimes, like you are a caretaker, you're a man, but a
Right.
lot of times, like within the family, if you are a caretaker because that's your job, that's one thing, but like within the family, like, when the elders get to a point where they can't take care of themselves, it's usually women that have to do the sacrificing, and take care of the grandparents and
Mm-hmm.
stuff until, and that's a hard job. Like, and I mean, you would know being a caretaker, like a older person slipping out the bed, you gotta try to use sheets and stuff to pull them back up on the bed and clean after them, you know. And
It's the worst.
like in my family, I was
You
like,
gave me PTSD.
yeah, I know. Like, so like, you know, it's I've always been like the one that like take care of the elders, like, you know, and you know, even when it came to my great grandfather, like, you know, it was times that I had to take him to the doctors, you know, for his prostate, and the doctor like, okay, I need you to pull his pants down. I'm like, this is my grandfather, like, you know, and I'm just
Right.
like, it should be a man doing this, like, you know, but it's like a lot of the times, and I'm not gonna say all the time, you know, because I respect the men that do it, you know, but a lot of times in a family, you know, the men don't step up to do those little tedious things when it comes to the elders, you know, and it just end up falling on women, you know.
Yeah. Especially if you're the eldest sister. Oh my God.
I'm not. I'm just the one with no kids, so it's like
Oh,
I got
okay.
freedom.
Okay. Hey, congratulations. I'm proud of you. I'm
I
happy for you.
guess.
I'm doing the no kid thing as well. So yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want?
No.
Wow.
No, I the last like few women I've dated, I mean, I feel like they convinced me not to have kids. Like, so mind you, like if you have kids, it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. I personally think that if with the pursuits that I want to have in life, I don't think that I'm going to be able to do that and be a father at the same time.
The father that you want to be.
Correct.
Okay. I get
So
that.
if I were to have a kid, I am going to be a father, but like I'm also stopping everything. So like I'm going to concentrate on them to a point where like now all the dreams that I wanted to have, I'm not going to necessarily have because I personally don't know how to like organize or compartmentalize those things. There are a lot of men who are fathers who are able to do that, and a lot of people who are parents are able to come together and really understand how to have those type of careers and be parents at the same time. I just understand like who I am as a person. I would have to like go into construction or something like that where I would literally have to stop so this way I can like provide as much as I possibly can for them. And you can't necessarily do that with art as much because of the ups and downs. I'm not saying that you can't. It's just it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Also, the mortality rate. So, you know, that'd be scaring me. I'm a little paranoid about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Want to share your game?
What is that?
Yeah, let's. I think I'm kind of freezing up. So if I am, let me know. All right. So quick, real quick. All right. So all right. First of all, I'm 52. Fuck that. I got to put on glasses for this shit. So
I'm gonna put in my context for this year. Okay.
All right. So it's dirty minds, right? You're just gonna try to figure out where your mind's at. All right.
Okay.
So the first question is, what starts with a C, ends with a T, it's hairy, it's oval, and it has whitish liquid inside of it?
Clitoris? I don't know. Sure.
You said it starts with a C, ends with girl that ends with S. What are you talking about?
No, starts with a C.
And it ends with a what?
Starts with a C, ends with a T.
Cunt? Wait, what? You said oval? You said, I'm sorry. I didn't. What? Starts with a C, ends with a T. Looks like an oval.
It's hairy, and it has white liquid inside of it.
White liquid inside of it. See, that's the part.
What the hell up?
No, that's actually the answer. It's coconut.
The answer is coconut. I can't
really rolling because they said coconut. Like,
yo, I can't stand y'all.
He said it's hairy.
Like, clearly, this is. I really thought this was Australian's favorite word. I thought that's what that was.
Okay, give us another one.
Okay, so What goes in hard and pink and comes out soft and sticky?
Gum.
Okay. Now you get it.
Damn, that was. I can't even believe I got that one. That was, all those years was Wordle.
All right. So you stick your pole inside me. You tie me down to get me up. I get wet before you do.
Stick a hole. What? What?
All right. You stick a pole inside me.
Stick a pole inside.
You tie me down to get me up, and I get wet before you do.
I mean, and you're not a dominatrix. Okay. 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 Not a dominatrix. You're stick a pole inside, tie you down, and then you get wet before I do. Would that be? Is that a kite? No. Is that a? What is that?
It's a tent.
That's what I'm about.
Girl, don't be
All
silent.
Right, 2 more.
Okay, be free. Free your mind.
You came before, so.
Okay. 2 more. All right. A finger goes in me. You fiddle with me when you're bored. The best man always has me first.
Dog, what kind of wedding is this?
The best has me first.
What are you talking about? Okay, you
a
said
booger?
Huh?
Booger?
A booger?
No.
It's actually a good one because, but you don't want the best man to be picking at you. No, I'd be so scared if somebody came and picked my nose. I'd have to shoot him.
The best men always have them first.
Uh-huh.
And you fiddle with it when you're bored?
Yeah.
The ring. No?
The wedding ring. Yeah. Okay. You got it.
Oh my God. You telling me when I said the wedding joke, I was on the right path?
You was on the right path. When you said that, I was like, oh, he got it. I was like, he got this.
No. That's a really good one. You got that, Bridget. Okay. Okay.
All right. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
Starts with an F, ends in a K. If you don't get it, you have to use your hand.
Don't get it. You have to use your hand. I mean, you have to use your hand for a lot, right? So you can it's not the obvious. It's not no. What? Breaking my mind, man. Starts with the F, ends with a K. What's the other clues?
Starts with an F, ends with a K.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, you have to use your hand.
If you don't get it, you have to use your hand. You know what's sad? There's only 2 words that are coming up to me that start with an F and ends with a K right now. And that's what's sad. Because I'm like, fuck. And then the other word is Frank. And I'm like, well, I don't want to fuck Frank. That's but at the same time, I'm like, what other words start with Girl, help me. Help. I'm over here fucking Frank, and you out here, you out here not helping me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. The other clues, I'm sure they're helping me. They're going to help me. And what comes to mind first you got it. If you don't get it,
Oh
you
wait,
have to use.
what is it again?
If you don't get it, you have to use your hand.
It's a fork.
I'm
got it.
done with y'all. I'm done with y'all. Man.
I had to think long and hard.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I mean, I had to think with my big back, and I'm over here changing my sexuality. I thought I was gonna learn something today. Okay. Okay.
Yo, this has been a blast. Yo, we have got to have you back on again. I promise. Yeah, we got to do this again.
I'd love to.
We got to do this again. Let me just pop it back up on the screen, but let them know about where they can follow you at on TikTok. I got your IG up here.
Okay. On
TikTok,
on TikTok, it's that guy Rene Jay, and on Instagram, it's Born with the Dark Tan. You can never forget that one.
Yes.
Please follow him, y'all. If you follow the show, if you watch the show, jump over and follow him on one of those platforms or both. I mean, y'all on TikTok all damn day. You're on IG all day. Follow him on both. You know what I'm saying? He's funny as shit. If you don't tell, I got tears in my damn eyes. And have had tears in my eyes the whole show. So follow him. Guys, if you want to learn about your woman, follow him. Yeah. Ladies, if you want to annoy your man, follow him.
Send your man his videos all day long.
Yes, keep sending the videos to him.
Yeah.
Fucking reshare his shit with your men.
Rene, I just want to say I really do respect what you're doing. I really do appreciate it. I feel like it's not enough men that's out here, you know, really trying to learn about women, and not only that, but educate other people. So I really do respect what you do.
Hey, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate.
I got some reading to do. I'm about to go grab some books and start reading this shit.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. I
don't even like to read.
I'm trying to tell you, that book is riveting. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Everybody who tuned in tonight and hung out with us. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. Our subscribers are going up, so y'all are doing your job, and we appreciate it. We're trying to get to 2,000 though, so let's keep pushing.
Yeah, let's get it up. Let's get it up.
Let's get it up. Let's keep climbing. Until next Wednesday. It's Bridget and Don. We appreciate y'all, and thank you so much, Rene Jay, for blessing us, because it was definitely a blessing for sure.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure meeting y'all too. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We will see everybody next Wednesday, same time, but we black. So if we miss it by 5 minutes, just hang in there with us.
Right.
But it's all love, y'all. Be easy.
Be easy. All right.
This is Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. Please like, subscribe, and share.